of that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final episode of the Bad Questions, Worst Answers podcast. Each week, I, Connor, along with my friend Charlie,
hello,
present a bad question to the others. Then we attempt to explore these bad questions with the worst answers. Guys, it's the Christmas episode. It's all
happy
about Christmas. Yeah, happy Christmas, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying. Well, this will be up on the 20th. So we are celebrating Christmas a little bit early.
But who doesn't want to do that? It's every kid's dream.
Yeah, it's Christmas early with BQWA. Who wouldn't want that?
Connor, what about our non-Christmas celebrating viewers? What do we say to them?
Happy holidays is.
That's the best we've got.
I don't know.
We give a whole couple paragraphs, and spoiler alert, the whole rest of the episode to Christmas because of our white male Midwest upbringing.
Yeah. What is it? Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah, Kwanzaa.
Whatever you're doing, and we hope you get some good shit.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, we hope that you are very wealthy with your gifts this year. Whatever
I hope
you
it's
celebrate.
One for you, viewer, listener.
Yeah, for you, listener. We really hope for some good stuff. So
Connor, I want to address something right off the bat.
Yeah.
I'm in a new place now. Pretty exciting. It's not new, it's old in many ways. I actually look better than I normally do, but I might sound worse. And so to the listener, the eagle-eyed audiophile listener, I apologize.
We forgot to mention, Charlie's got a very nice-looking camera, very epic for this episode. We thought it would be really shitty. We thought this would be our worst quality episode in terms of like obtainable video audio, but it's decent. And guys, for the next like 2 to 4 weeks, you look forward for an in-person episode. We're working it out. We're planning it.
A lot of details.
Yeah, we're working everything out.
We're both very busy. I think that's a big part of this to talk about. I mean, the fact that Connor and I are able to carve out an hour each week for the podcast is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it's difficult. Imagine when we had Brett on. Like that was that one's a tough one.
Really busy guys.
Yeah,
with a lot going on.
Yeah, incredibly busy people. We got stuff going on. We don't need to do this podcast, but we make sure to carve our schedule around so we get this done. And the fact that
we do it for you, viewer.
Yeah, we do it for you, listener. And the fact that we're going the extra mile to bring some in-person chemistry, I think you guys should be very thankful for our extra effort, because again, we are very extremely busy people.
I don't think the normal listener to the pod really appreciates what you and I do for them.
Yeah,
Connor. I personally don't see enough love in the comments.
Yeah, we need more love in the comments. We average like 20 to 40 views on each video. Where are the comments, guys? We need to see more interaction.
I mean, I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. I'm doing this for the money, but it'd be nice if there were kind of a personal element to feel like we're really contributing.
To feel like we're making at least somewhat of a change here.
Yeah.
But yeah, look forward to those in-person episodes. That will be a lot of fun. So Charlie, what was the best part of your week this week?
Connor, I purchased Cyberpunk 2077.
I've seen you've been playing that a lot on Discord.
I love it. I think I've got like 50 hours in it now.
Holy shit.
I've been racking them up. It's pretty gross. I've basically, don't tell anyone else this, but I've done almost nothing but play that game for the last 3 days.
That's insane.
It's, I mean, and man, it's so upsetting because I love it, and then I go to the subreddit to see what else is going on, and just everyone hates it. And there's, like, there's some people that are into it and like it for what it is, and others that don't. I'm certainly lucky in that I'm running it on a pretty old like gaming laptop. It was like really good specs at the time, but now it's pretty outdated, and I get a solid like 25 frames per second, which I know is like unplayable for some people, but I'm not good enough to care. And that's on high settings, I should add. But I want to play it on high because the world is so good.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
It's insane. I'll just like go to places, turn it up to like very high settings, and just look around because it looks so good. It blows my mind, especially like now that I like for my education do all kinds of like 3D modeling and rendering and that kind of thing. I have so much appreciation for the shit they do. It blows my mind. I've been digging it, and like I don't know. Okay, the one thing that is absolute trash is the policing system and the driving AI. Those are both shit. Like they're just really, really bad. But in my experience, I've had very few bugs. It hasn't crashed on me, and the bugs I've had have been like very insignificant, or like I could figure out how to work around it. I've been loving it. So there's my huge recommend of Cyberpunk 2077.
Everyone's been bitching about the whole Cyberpunk fucking like glitches and like it being taken off the PS store and the Xbox store or whatever.
Yeah.
It's from what I've seen on Twitter, it's been a huge mess, but like everyone who's streaming it seems to like have fine, like no one's having an issue. It's just like people who are running it on a PS4, like a 7-year-old system, are like bitching about what they're getting, which I don't know. Like I need to upgrade my PC to get a new one, but yeah, I don't think 25 frames is like awful to play on. Like if as long as you're having like, as long as it's like playable, like it's fine, I think.
Yeah, I know that some people like I'm sure it'd be great at 60 or 75 or something, but I'm not like serious enough about gaming at a high level to need that. Like I'm fine missing some headshots or whatever, or just having to like go back to an old save to fix it. Like I don't know, I don't mind a lot of that shit. Actually, the one thing that has bugged me, because even though the police and driving is really dumb, it hasn't bothered me. The thing that has is you can't remap the keys, and I've always been an arrow key guy, and it just like doesn't let you remap some keys. Like there's just a fuck ton of actions that are always mapped to F, or that kind of a thing, and you can't remap the movements to arrow keys. So I've had to go in and do that in the config files, which is a pain in the ass. But I love the game. The story I think is awesome. The missions I think are awesome. I know some people say the world feels really dead and like superficial is a word I see on the subreddit a lot. But to me, I love it. Like I just walk around places and all of a sudden there's stuff to do and dudes to kill and I don't know. I'm all into it. I get that it could be like 100 times better than it is, and that it was advertised as 100 times better than it is.
Yeah, it's been like this 7-year-old, like it's been teased for like what 7 years now, I think.
Yeah.
And people like got their gamer pants too full of cum to be like to have their expectations be reached to what the hype was all about. So yeah, that it's I think it's a bigger hoopla than it needs to be. But
yeah, on the subreddit there's like a bunch of different dudes that have like, as they play through it, have just compiled endless lists of features that were promised but are missing. And it's just so like depressing. Like it's such a self-fulfilling thing to do. Like if you make that list, you're just gonna like notice everything that's shit about the game. And you read those lists, I'm like, man, it would be so sick if all this was in here. Like it would be so good. But it still is. I still think it's one of the best games I've played. Maybe not as good as The Witcher 3, and I loved that, but it's still an awesome game, at least for me as someone that's half there just to be inside the world. I don't know. Like, you can complain about that shit and it sucks, but I think there's a chance some of it gets better with updates and DLC and whatever. I do think it sucks for the people on old consoles. Like, genuinely is pretty shit, because from what I understand, they got a game that's basically unplayable and looks like trash.
Yeah.
And that's bad. But yeah, I'm not saying I'm like a fan of how the release has gone and what the company did, but I get it. They needed to get it out by Christmas, and even though it could use another year of development, I don't know. I'm into it. I'm sold. That's been the best part of my week.
Oh, good. I'm glad. The best part of my week, guys, the subscribers. We love you. There's a little bit of a disappointment. We jumped up. We were at like 515 or something. Jumped up to 525. We were doing good. And then I uploaded a video today. We dropped down to 524 yesterday, and as I re-uploaded my Anthony Padilla video, also, guys, whoever's watching, go watch the new video that I uploaded. If you're watching it today on Sunday, it'll be up. It went up yesterday, so go watch it. I put, I like probably like 4 whole days in this video, so yeah, put a lot of work into it. And we lost a subscriber, 523 within the last hour.
Jeez,
guys, come on.
We don't need him, Connor. We don't need him.
Yeah, I guess if they don't want to be here, they don't want to be here. I don't care. Whatever.
Can I say, as a compliment and a testament to you, that you've been working your ass off on especially the Mr. Beast and this video, and just the time you're putting in, you're earning it. Whatever it is you're going towards, you're definitely earning it, because you're working your ass off on this stuff and making content that I think it's fair to say you're proud of and stand by, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, no, yeah. Especially how the sausage is made a little bit. People love to hear it.
Yeah, but once you say it, you ruin it. That's the whole thing with talking about the sausage. Everybody loves to hear how it's made, but they never buy sausage again.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been keeping up really well with the pod being really consistent, and I guess this kind of goes along with the theme of Christmas. We're grateful for all these things. I mean, there's always something to complain about, but I'm very grateful of the consistency that I have been with the Saturday uploads, and Charlie and I've been with the every Sunday upload with the podcast. I've been uploading pretty much every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, since like mid-September, which is definitely, and like high, like, I mean, yeah, there's some shit posts in there, but that's kind of like my channel that videos that take ungodly amounts of work with just by myself, and shit posts that are also do okay. So yeah. I spent, oh man, this fucking video, I like yesterday I like woke up. I mean, I have the shittiest sleep schedule. I woke up at like 2. I set my alarm for 2 because normally I'll lay in bed till like 3 or 4. I set my alarm for 2 and went like straight away to like filming like my skits for the video, because I had to do that, and that took till like 7, and then I edited till my girlfriend Sarah came over, and then we spent like 3 hours.
Well, actually, enemy of the pod.
Yeah, enemy. Yeah, not the greatest diversity hire turnout, but you know, that's another.
We don't like to talk about.
Yeah, we're working on it. Maybe she'll come back. Yeah, and then we hung out for like 3 hours or 4, and then I edited till like 6:30 in the morning and got it uploaded. Yeah, it was very exhausting. And that was just that day. I spent a lot more writing the script and filming and editing and all that shit. But yeah, I'm really hoping for this turnout. You know, I put in the description, let's get this thing to 100,000 views just for the chance. Just for the just for the universe to be like, you know what, Connor, we're going to get this thing to 100,000 views. But yeah,
I'm proud of you. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just cool to see you like working for it and making it happen.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a grind. It's fulfilling and extremely disappointing at the same time, but I wouldn't be doing it if it was more for the fun of it and the pursuit. But
yeah, at least you're making the big bucks too. I mean, you can never turn that down.
I know. Yeah, my unemployment has given me a lot more time to do this YouTube stuff. But you know, I'm doing fine. But yeah, Charlie, what was the worst part of your week?
We got to speed up these worst parts, Connor. We're flying through the runtime of this thing. The worst part, I don't know. Are we like 15 minutes in already?
Let's check.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're like 15 minutes in. A little bit more. Yeah, we need to fly through the worst part. We've been really chatting it up.
The worst part of my week was... Did I say the cold last week?
I don't think so.
I've had a bit of a stuffy cold. I've had a little
bit of...
Oh,
yeah, your sniffle. I thought you were talking about, like, the weather, the cold.
No. Okay, here's the thing, though. I've gotten COVID tests. I have the receipts, the numbers to prove that I am not infected with a problematic thing, but I just have a really shitty immune system. My girlfriend had the same thing. She gave it to me. She got over it in like 3 days, totally done. I'm basically over it, but every day wake up feeling mildly shitty and then have to work through that the whole day. Because I just have a really bad immune system. I'm always sick for like 2 weeks. And like the first week is the bad week, and then the second week is just it hanging around because why not? I hate it.
Yeah, the most annoying thing about like those cold, like you know you're sick, but like you really don't because there is no other cause or explanation for it. But yeah. those sniffles and like,
or like a constant nagging headache is one, and just like general soreness. Like this stuff just pisses me off.
It's awful. It's definitely does not get the day started well.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm a real wuss about it too. Like I'm a notable bitch when I'm sick. My sister makes fun of me for it all the time, and it's horrible being home right now because I'm just a total bitch about it all the time, and she just yells at me about it.
That's funny.
That's mine. What do you got, Connor?
You know what? I'm gonna go the lack of snow that I've seen here in Nebraska. It has snowed twice. I think so far this year. In the winter season, I'm disappointed.
And you know what? It looks like shit here when it hasn't snowed. It's just like tan and then blue. It is the sky until the sky stops, and then it's just layers of tan after that.
It looks terrible. And it doesn't look like there's going to be snow this week for Christmas either. It's disappointing. I really want a white Christmas. I don't think it's going to happen.
Here's what I'll say, though, and this is a counter. I don't like the snow. I mean, I like the way it looks, because as I said, it looks awful without it.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of it, because it just ruins the roads. It makes everything all slushy and gross, and I hate that. And it pisses me off. Because I'd rather it look like shit than just like be experienced as shit. Does that make sense? I'll take the shitty looks in exchange for an operable environment. But when you get snow all over it, it just makes it a pain in the ass to do anything, and I hate that. I'm done.
Yeah, I love the snow and rain. I always get pretty jazzed when that stuff goes on. So
I'm a big rain guy.
yeah,
I'll
me
meet you
too.
there.
Yeah. So yeah, no snow, bad. Worst part of the week. Anyway.
And that one subscriber or two
Oh
subscribers.
yeah, that one subscriber.
give it to him.
Yeah, give it. I'm just
Show
like
him response.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, my question this week, is when did you find out Santa wasn't real? Yeah, I have a pretty. I don't. It's not like the most long-winded story, but it's definitely. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, look out, because I've got an incredible story about how this happened for me. Some kid in middle school told me, and I believed it, or like looked it up on the internet, found out that was true, and then never took from there.
You looked it up on the internet?
Probably. I wouldn't have wanted to ask my parents and look stupid. Or I bet what I did, because middle school me was so filled with anxiety and just like a lack of confidence in everything I did. I probably like heard it and then tried to make jokes about it until I could confirm that it was real. Like a carefully worded joke that would get a reception one way or another.
No, I've done that with other things plenty of times where I'll make a joke. It's not really even a joke, but you're trying to get information out of what you're getting at. Exactly. It's just like the least sneaky way to get anything out of someone.
Well, and in middle school, there is no way anyone bought it. I mean, because the delivery in middle school had to have been so poor. But yeah, I know I learned it. Probably to put a date on it would have been in 5th or 6th grade is when it first like started coming or like being made apparent to me, and then I think I probably bought into it a little while after it had first like been talked about, and I probably looked it up, and I definitely made the stupid jokes to like figure out the anatomy of the whole situation. Like, oh man, Santa's fake, but his elves though, like, are they? They're so. I mean, the elves fake, totally aren't there.
What about the tooth fairy though? Right? Like that dollar's still under my pillow, so
gotta feel it out. Oh man, but somebody brings them down the chimney, right? Like, might not be the North Pole. That part.
The cookies are gone in the morning, so like, what's up with that?
My dad was really good at like playing the Santa part when my sister and I were younger, and so every year he'd like find clever ways to pull it off. So it'd be like different ways of doing the notes and cookies, or he'd like put some cotton on the fireplace like rate thing, you know, like his coat got caught as he was heading out. And so it was pretty immersive as an experience for me. And I think that probably kept me into it for longer than I would have otherwise.
Yeah.
Because he was selling it pretty well.
One year, my dad, like, it was like Christmas morning, and we, like, my dad, who was, like, supposed to be Santa, like, took like a rake or something and like pounded on like the roof to pretend like the reindeer were like there, and like I actually was like, what the fuck, Santa like just dropped this shit off, like what, holy shit. And yeah, that I don't remember if there was anything else like that, but yeah, that's definitely the one that stands out the most, where an immersive experience with Santa. But yeah, my story of how I was told, I think I was in like 5th or 6th grade too, and my parents sat me down, or I think my mom sat me down.
Wow.
And was like, Connor, like, just like kind of like keep asking me these questions, and it was like, Santa's not real, you know. And I just started bawling. I was in a fit. I was in a fit of tears. And I was like, I wasn't really sad that, I wasn't really crying that Santa wasn't real. I was more crying because my parents lied to me for for all those years.
That's why I feel like the parents don't need to tell you, though. Like, I feel like you would just find it out on your own otherwise, and it would be way less traumatic. Because, like, me finding it out in middle school, I'm just angry at the kids that ruined it for me. Because in my head, then it's
you're
them
not necessarily mad
Santa,
at their parents.
Yeah.
You sixth grade is like, okay, my parents were trying to, like...
Yeah, like my friend Liam is the one that gunned down Santa as he ran across my roof, not my parents at that point. Although, I guess that said, my sister genuinely believed in Santa until she was like 13. Like, she was into it for a long, long time.
Come on, Mary.
Yeah, she's got to step it up. she's too gullible for her own good.
Yeah. But yeah, I was devastated. Honestly, it does. The mysticality of Santa, I feel like, though, is lessened when you are like. It's kind of like looking up spoilers for a TV show when on Google. Like, you're just searching up like, oh, dude,
we're sponsored by Google.
Yeah. We're sponsored by Google Stadia over here. Play Cyberpunk on there. It's a lot of fun.
I'm kind of realizing I should have tried it on Stadia. I don't know if they do like a free week or something like that, but if they did something like that, it would have been a good idea to buy it on there or try it on there and see if it works or not.
Oh,
I feel like it could be a better experience.
Yeah,
right? Because you could do it at full. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know anything about that stuff.
It'd be interesting to try. Anyway.
Fuck, what was I talking about?
Just your general devastation. I don't think I was that. I think for me, because it happened like through friends at middle school, it was sort of a gradual thing. Of like there's like whisperings of Santa being fake.
Oh, okay. So you were kind of
joking. Yeah.
You kind of inherently braved yourself for the ultimate lie.
Yeah, like I never had to fully face the truth. I just like sort of slowly came around on the reality of it, and that probably smoothened it out a bit for me.
It's kind of fucked up how big of a lie.
I know
that's held. Like Santa, we're like 20. That seems very inconsequential. Now it's like, oh, my parents will just like give me stuff.
At the time it was huge. It was like my whole year operates around this fat red dude popping down my house hole and giving me shit. And all of a sudden that's fake? Like, it's big. It's really big.
Yeah, because, like, also, like, everything that revolves around Santa, like, magic, like, a whole host of things, like, revolve around Santa that you believe in. And
once the Santa wall falls, all the other ones start to crumble. You're like, Tooth Fairy can't be a thing. Like all these other ones, you're just like, there's no way. And then I remember even questioning like, what's up with Halloween? Like something's not legit here. I don't know what it is, but somebody's lying somehow. You just start questioning everything.
Yeah.
It's a tragic moment. Did you feel? I remember for me at the time, it was also probably the biggest secret that I knew because my sister didn't know yet. She's 2 years younger than me. So for me, I felt it was a big responsibility to keep Santa real for her for at least a couple years. Turned out to be a bit longer than that. She's a bit dim. And at the time, it was like a big deal of keeping it legit for her and keeping up the act. Did you feel that? Because you have a younger sibling also.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, it was very much like I felt like I had more of an in with my parents where I was like, oh, like, hey, thank you for this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, looking at Colin, like, my brother, being like, oh, he doesn't know, like, you definitely... Although, yeah, you definitely... Your wall gets completely destroyed. You do feel like you definitely have more of an insight of being like, hey, like, I know what's going on. They don't. Like, yeah, it definitely is, like, a big secret to hold. Especially, like, when you're fucking, like, 11 or 10 or something.
It's a big deal. I do. Now that you talk about like mentioning it to your parents, I'm certain that I remember when I was that age after the first Christmas where it was really sinking in for me, going up to my dad and like formally thanking him, like, yo, I know Santa's not really doing this, or like, I'm not sure where that line is, but I thank you for the role you play. Because I was so fucking formal. I was such a formal ass kid. I wore like slacks and a button up in preschool every day because I wanted to be like my grandpa. Because my grandpa wears a suit everywhere.
Yeah.
Still, which is absurd. But like, I'm such a formal ass kid that I guarantee I did stuff like that with my parents.
I love
like,
it.
Hey, I thank you for this. I know this is a really, kind of a edgy thing.
Did your parents like tell you to act that way, or was it more of just like you thought that's how you were supposed to act?
The formality
yeah,
thing?
The formality of it all.
I think it wasn't like denied. Like my mom and my grandpa, who I was sort of like emulating that whole time, are formal people, but it was definitely a me thing. Like everybody laughed.
Yeah.
Like nobody's like, and he was such a good kid for that. Like everybody laughs about how that all went down. But it was just like what I did. I was like, this is what the people around me do. Yeah. They're formal, so I'll also be formal, but just totally whiff on it. Like just absolute airball, the formality thing. What do you think of parents that ruin it for their kids immediately? I can't remember. I was talking to someone, and they were like, it was either the parent or a kid, and they were like, oh yeah, they told me right off Santa was fake, and they told me to go tell other kids that.
Wait, can you, like, what do you mean by that? I don't...
Like, somebody's parents were like, oh yeah, Santa's not real, and you should go and tell other kids that.
I don't I think that's so fucked up.
Yeah, I don't get that. And it was someone I like knew well. I think it was a kid, and they were like, yeah, my parents just like did not, like never faked it at all. And then when we asked, told us he wasn't real and told us to go tell other people.
The parents are just still mad that they know that Santa's not real. They just still want Santa to be real. They're still mad.
I just don't get that at all. It feels like a total dick move. Like if some parents want to lean into it, let them.
Yeah, fucking assholes out there. Real Grinches.
Yeah, I get not wanting to deal with it as a parent, but it seems dumb.
Yeah. Charlie, do we want to get into your question?
Sure, let's hop in. Connor, I'm keeping it classic this week. Real. I'm not even doing it. I'm not even gonna do the bit. I'm keeping it classy, keeping it normal. Straight up the plate with this question. What do you want for Christmas, my man, my brother?
I want a Nintendo Switch. I've lately, for the past like month or two, I've been really wanting to like really get in on the gamer side of me, because it's like I've been way too caught up with, I don't know, just other shit, and I just want to feel like a kid again, where I can just like sink myself into a game for like fucking 8 hours out of a day and just not get bored. And I think the Nintendo Switch will do that. It'll like, I remember like getting a Wii and like a DS and just like playing the living fuck out of like Pokemon and Mario and all those games, and there's so many like Nintendo games. Like Nintendo is like such like a staple of like gaming. Everyone's pissed off at them now for some reason. It's like something about like Twitch or YouTube. I don't fucking know. Anyway, like they're such a staple for gaming, and there's so many like Nintendo games that like I didn't get to play, like Kirby or Donkey Kong or like
Same.
any of like
we
those...
were all like just a little too late for those. Like that stuff was already, at least in my life, that all felt like it was just a little like past due.
No, yeah, I feel the same way, and yeah, like Super Smash Bros. I played. I remember, I loved like the fuck out of that game. And
I can't play that. I absolutely
really?
cannot. I'm so bad at it. My reaction time is just too poor, and I can't remember the button combinations. I think part of it is it's a super controller-y game, and I'm horrible at controllers. Like, I need to do everything with the keyboard and mouse. I'm so bad. Unless it's driving, but even then I'm still shit. Even then I'll just pick up the controller to do the driving part and then use keyboard and mouse for everything else in the game. I don't know what it is, but I'm just really bad at it. It doesn't connect for me. Damn. But yeah, I'm horrible at Smash Bros.
But yeah, I just want to, even like Zelda 2, I just want to like tap back into that side of me, and I think a Nintendo Switch is the answer for that.
I will say it's been awesome with Cyberpunk, because I haven't gotten into a game this hard probably since The Witcher 3, and maybe Just Cause 3, but I don't remember if that came out before or after The Witcher. But either way, The Witcher like time frame was the last time I was really into a game, and it's been super fun to just sink into one over a break when it doesn't matter. It's been nice, because I really haven't played much of anything that hardcore except for a hockey management simulator for like 2 days straight every 6 months. Aside from like a random binge, I really haven't gotten into a game in a long time, and it's been fun.
That's another CD Projekt Red game.
Yep. I'm a big CD Projekt Red fan, as it happens.
They don't really have a ton of games, but
I think it's like The Witcher games,
it's just
and
like
Cyberpunk.
The Witcher. Yeah.
And it went like
the Witcher offhand. Card game. What do you want for Christmas?
I struggle with what I want for Christmas, because I always, as Christmas is coming up, remember random things I want. Like, I want a little 9x9 like a glass oven thing so I can bake like little casseroles and lasagna and stuff like that. And I remember all kinds of good little homey items like that I want, but I never feel like asking for that for Christmas is like a legitimate thing, because I like that's just so easy for me to go and buy. Like, it's $20 or whatever it is. Like, I would just rather buy that for myself and then get cooler shit for Christmas, like a Switch. But I always struggle, because that's the thing I really need. I don't need any of the other stuff I ask for.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's where I go.
Well, that's the thing with Christmas. It's like, at least the way I treat it, it's like, I'm not gonna ask for something that like I don't need, because like what I do need, I'm probably gonna spend on my own money. Like I've wanted like a cast iron skillet for forever, for like the past like year or so, and I didn't really bother asking it for Christmas. And I mean, I think I mentioned it to my mom once, so I guess we'll have to do a Christmas gift recap in the next episode to really show how privileged we really are.
Nice.
I think I remember mentioning that to my mom like sometime throughout the year, but the main thing I've wanted is just like a Switch, because like I'm not sure if I would really go out and buy it for myself, like, but the idea of like asking for it and getting it, because that's like $300 that like I could spend towards groceries, rent, really anything else than a $300 entertainment system that doesn't give me groceries, rent, and whatever else I need. So it's a weird line now that we're gaining like that semi-independent sort of a thing where you're still tied to the family in some way. Definitely me more than you, I guess. But it is this weird thing where like I felt perfectly fine buying Cyberpunk for $60. Didn't even think about it as like, oh, this would be a good Christmas gift. Whereas a few years ago, I absolutely would have asked, please Cyberpunk, or like, please a Steam gift card, and then would have done it that way. Yeah, I didn't buy anything until like this year on Steam that wasn't with a Steam gift card I got for my birthday or Christmas or something. Like, and so now when I have that access, I don't even think about that. But then it's things like I just end up with like really nice stuff I want. Like I just like sent my mom my my B&H like wish list, my B&H photo video wish list, and it's got like 3 or 4 like decent lenses on it and some random other little stuff I want. And I'm just like, anything off this is fine. Like I don't need, like if I just get one thing from this, I would be more than happy. And then I just shot her a bunch of like book names and stuff that I'm after. It's weird stuff where
I don't want it enough to take care of it myself, or it's like beyond my price line of what I feel like I'm okay to spend with what I've got in my account.
I think that's what comes down to it when like you reach past like once you get to college and you're like a lot more independent. It's really like you don't want to put in the effort to actually get it, or it's like way too out of your price range to be able to sacrifice that kind of money.
You know what I did find though, as I was putting it together, because I didn't want to just send a bunch of like $800 lenses and be like, yo, take care of this.
Yeah.
It's like if my aunt asks her for that, she can't be like, here, Aunt Barb, buy Charlie a telephoto.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to think of like cheap stuff, and that's where I got the books, because I've got a big list of those I want. But I did find it to be kind of a good way to deal with things that I don't want to pick from. Like, I've got this big list of books, and all of them are like recommended on equal plane. Like I've got none that I'm more interested in than others necessarily. And it's sort of the same thing with even the camera stuff. But it's sort of a nice way to hand off that burden to someone who doesn't care. Like, here, you figure out what book I want. I'll be happy with any of them, It's kind of a good gimmick for that.
Friend of the show, Colby, also roommate, he was like, we hate to ruin the surprise, but can you send me a list of vinyls that you want, because I'm going to get you one for Christmas. So I was like, okay. So then I just like sent him 4 records that I've been wanting, and he's just going to figure it out.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And Colby's so awful at what he wants. I'm just going to get him stuff that I think is cool, that I also think he'll be cool. So
nice.
Yeah. Do you and Lydia do gift exchange? Did you guys already do gift exchange or no?
Yeah, we have. We did before we left. I got her. She gets angry very easily. Not really at me, but like about general stuff in her life. Pissed off at her laptop or that kind of a thing, and really blows up. And then
that's very much Sarah as well.
Okay, yeah. And then tends to take that out on me, where I just become this thing that's taking a physical beating because she's upset about it. Like, she'll just turn to me and just punch me because she feels like that's an okay way to release her anger. We differ on that. And so I was able over the quarter to transition that into go and get the roll of paper towels, and I'll hold the paper towels and you punch those. So there'll be 5 or 6 long minute boxing matches in my apartment every couple weeks, where I have to go get the paper towel thing, hold it, and then she beats up the paper towel thing in my hand.
Yeah.
It's far better than me dealing with it, but it leaves me with a roll of paper towels that is mangled and useless.
I love it.
What I got her for Christmas is a little punching bag that suctions down to a table, and then you can just punch it like a speed bag, I think they call it. And that's been fantastic, because she gets angry, she gets up, and she goes and punches the bag instead of me or my paper towel.
She should take like kickboxing classes or like any sort of like martial arts.
Needs a release.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I got her, and I don't remember what she got me, but I'm sure it was very sweet. It was something of equal plane, where it's like sort of a comedic deal. I'll try and remember it. It came in a brown paper bag. She wrapped it in a brown paper bag. So that's good content.
Yeah.
I just got to try to remember what's under that paper bag.
Well, maybe we can get to that in the next episode, because we reached a tight 44, 45.
Ooh, that is right where we like to be. Down the new pod. BQWA V2 shoots
V2.
For that 40-ish minute.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for listening.
And look out for the big surprise reveal. What was in the paper bag?
Yeah, what was in the paper bag?
We definitely won't talk about it.
Yeah, we won't follow up on it, but maybe if we do remember it,
we'll be in person if we do talk about it.
Yeah.
So
look forward to that. We will be in person, so look out for that. Yeah, thank you guys for listening, watching, whatever. Goodbye. Clap.
Peace out, viewer. I'm cool. I say things like peace out.
And viewer.
And viewer. Big on viewer.